no, don't go into graphic design or illustration because the programs will replace you. Yeah. We're going to talk about this.
This is illo time.
All right, here's a few days of sticker Stint that you guys can look at while I talk about this. So I recently heard that somebody has been going around saying that you should not go into any visual communication because the software is going to replace you. And I wanted to address that because I feel like I've spoken about this in a number of different videos and stuff, but I want to make sure that I'm exceptionally clear. I think that you should go into the creative arts. I think that you should go out of your way to go into things that humanity is required to do, because I think you should do things that robots can't. So the fact that robots are coming is exactly the reason why you should get into graphic design, why you should get into illustration, why you should get into writing and any type of creative pursuit, because as you do that, you are moving into a field that is more difficult to be automated. Now, is Photoshop and Illustrator and all that like automating parts of people's jobs? Does Premiere, are they seeking to automate parts of people's jobs? Absolutely. They are definitely doing that. Automation is going to happen. It is continuing to happen. It's happening right now, and it will not stop. It is going to continue to come, and it's going to continue to get rid of mundane things that machine deep learning and pattern recognition can do. Now, I want to talk about those terms that I just used. Pattern recognition is where something that is repetitive, that is easy to understand, or that can be programmed, maybe even difficult to understand, but something that is repetitive, right? That is a pattern. Pattern recognition, AI is exceptionally good at it, right? Now, here's the problem. The deep learning model that most artificial intelligence are being trained on right now is woefully inefficient, meaning you can see that as a small child, you can meet a cat, right? You see a cat. Maybe you meet two cats. That's it. You've only come across two cats. You're not going to come across a different cat that's a different coloring or a different breed and think that it's not a cat. Like, as a human being, your ability to reason and recognize is significantly different than deep learning. Now, deep learning is where you show a machine hundreds of thousands of images from different angles of different cats, and then it begins to recognize what makes a cat a cat. But it can easily be tricked if early on it starts to misrecognize, or it thumbs down or doesn't recognize specific things that are, cat-like or whatever. And so as human beings, we are able to learn at an accelerated rate with very little information compared to the deep learning model, which is basically like, hey, take this machine and gorge it on information until it does pattern recognition, right? And so, yes, there are definitely things like Adobe Sensei that is, watching what is going on, in Adobe Creative Cloud and trying to figure out patterns and layouts and things like that. And, content-aware fill on videos and backgrounds and things like that. I'm sorry, but if you're upset about the software getting better at clipping backgrounds, like, what are you doing with your time? That is a horribly annoying thing to do. Does it do it perfectly? No, it's terrible at it. It's really bad at it. Is it going to get better? Yes, absolutely. Am I going to continue asking myself questions and answering them? I hope not. It's really annoying. I don't know why I started doing that. But all of this is to say that there is significant value in doing things that robots can't do, in the which writing, graphic design, photography, illustration, there are many parts of that where if you are bringing the humanity, if you're bringing the vulnerability, if you're bringing the creativity, if you're bringing the nonlinear thought, if you're bringing the illogical and irrational and the creative kind of aspects of things, where you are relating unrelated ideas, where you are drawing conclusions and juxtaposition between concepts, and those concepts have a synergy because of the conflict that they have, that when you put them together, that is something that robots will not be able to do for a very, very long time. And because things are being automated and because things are getting better at doing the mundane, simple, rote, logical tasks, moving into the creative space is going to be more valuable, because as everything becomes automated, the things that are not becoming automated are the things that are going to become more valuable because they are more rare. So the law of scarcity, the law of supply and demand, right? If robots can do X, right? And there's a proliferation of robots out there doing X, that will become very commonplace, meaning that there will be a very high supply for it. And, who knows what the demand is. But if the demand is equal for a high supply as it is for a low supply, then the thing that is in low supply is considered scarce. So here's how this works. Pattern recognition stuff can eliminate backgrounds and clip objects. It'll get better at it. It's not great, but it'll get better at it, right? But coming up with a concept and drawing an illustration of something that you can't photograph, that is not something, not the technique of that, but the idea and execution of that combined, not just the execution and not just the idea, but the idea and execution combined, those will still be rare. That will still be scarce, because it takes sacrifice of a human being over the course of years to be able to develop those skills, to be able to do both of those things, the idea and the execution, well. And because of that, and because of that rarity, that scarcity, there will be a demand for it and a decreased supply, which means that the price goes up. It means the value goes up. It means it becomes more important. Anyway, there's my rant on that. I do think you should go into graphic design. I do think you should go into illustration. I do think you should go into writing and anything that involves creativity. And when you're going into that thing, don't find the easy route. Don't find the things that can be done by a computer. Don't only go out and figure out how to use the software, but figure out how to use the software well enough to execute your ideas, your creativity, your message, and do those things in such a way where it causes people to think and feel and experience things. And that's stuff that robots can't do. So the robots are coming, and they're coming for your jobs. And that's good, because they're going to come and do the stuff that isn't fun. They're going to come and do the stuff that isn't worth anything. They're going to come and do the mundane and time-consuming pattern recognition stuff. Anyway, that's what I've got to say about that. Little rant there for you. Enjoy. So sticker Stint, a couple more days here. If you want to check this stuff out, just follow the hashtag sticker Stint on various things, and you will see lots of people doing it. It's fun. If you want to jump in and follow us, go to corykerr.com/stickerstint and jump in and do it with us. That'd be cool. Like and subscribe, all that jazz. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Go leave some comments there. That's always cool. And we'll catch you guys in a day or two.
This is illo time.